Hey, welcome back to Pizza Vendors Academy, playthrough of Quest for Glory 1. When last we left our noble hero, he had gotten robbed on the street, and he was talking to Bruno, who is kind of a nasty character here. We're going to carry on with this. I'd like to ask him more questions, but I think if I ask him about, for example, the Baron now,
Give me dough, you know.
he won't give me any more information unless I give him money. But there is something I'm noticing about this guy. He's kind of a dodgy character, so I wonder, this is something I don't actually know, if you were supposed to know about it somehow, or if this was the sort of thing you called into the hint line about. What we can do to Bruno here, because we are a thief, this would not work if you did it if you weren't a thief, just make the thief sign. Bruno nods and makes the counter sign.
You need to sneak about the password. You can find him in the alley at night.
Okay, so that's what that thing was that we saw in the alley, I guess. So now we know that if we want to do thieving in this town, we might want to check in the alley at night and get the password for the Thieves Guild. This becomes routine later on, but for this game it's new. So it's obviously nowhere near nighttime now. It's midday. Bruno, for anyone who is not familiar with this game, Bruno shows up at midday every day outside the town gates. And I think he leaves after mid-afternoon, I think.
Yeah.
So, we have some time to kill. And Bruno's kind of a... I'm not totally comfortable hanging around with him, so I think I'm going to go somewhere slightly different.
If you want a good time, try the Dragon's Breath at the bar.
Sounds like a real good idea.
Yeah. Sam the beggar did warn us the opposite. I kind of think Sam might have our best interests at heart more than Bruno, but you never know, I guess. Actually, you do know. It kills you, but it's kind of bleeding obvious if you look at it. It's steaming in ways that do not suggest being a health drink. But so we need to kill some time, and looking at our stats here, we got some stuff we could train. We've got our throwing up a bit. We could actually, if we could figure out a good place to train it, we might train picklocks. We can train stealth. Training stealth in this game is really irritating, though, because what you have to do is you have to switch between sneaking and not sneaking. And that has a high potential to... okay, that was not as bad as what I did one time when I was playing the second game, and I typed in order drunk instead of drink, and then stand, I got right, and then I typed rum instead of run, creating the overall impression of a hero being a complete lush. But as you can see, stealth doesn't even go up that fast. I mean, I switched back and forth several times. It didn't raise my stat at all at this point, because stealth is at 30, which is high enough to be getting on with mostly. So I'm not gonna train that right now, but I will do something kind of clever to try to boost my picklock skill a little bit, because I think I'm gonna have to be stealing pretty soon. I'm out of money, and as a thief. So I'll pick my nose here. You delicately insert your lockpick into your left nostril. And I died because it wasn't high enough. So I'm gonna go back. I don't actually... It's the same thing again. And maybe we will try picking lock on the healer's house, because it's barred on the inside, so we're not actually going to unlock it this way. I think this is safe. Your lockpicking skill will do you no good here. The door is barred from the inside. I think this actually builds a stat. But I'm not totally sure it does in this particular version. Yes, it does. So, at some point my picklocks get high enough that I can actually pick my nose without killing myself. This is kind of embarrassing. It's one of those things that you really would think that it wouldn't be so hard, but apparently it is.
I think this is making your luck go up.
The healer, of course, never notices this. Don't know why. She just...
Well, you can't get in anyway, so why should she mind?
Because it says I'm a thief. My luck's gone up even more. So is my intelligence and my agility. This is... I don't know. I'm sure the Coles had some rhyme or reason to how they... what they link these stats to, but...
I just love that your luck goes up when you're failing to get in over and over and over again.
Well, if I did get in, it would be pretty unlucky because the healer would probably, like, turn me into the sheriff.
Yeah.
Picklock is at 44 here, which is... If we remember, the maximum for a stat in this game is 100, I think. It might actually be 80 and might be 100 in the remake, but I think it's actually 100. So I'm just going to keep doing this. Sooner or later, I will wear myself out and have to take a rest, but... This is where the grinding comes in, and this is actually pretty effective stat grinding because I'm getting quite a lot of boosts here. Just for failing to pick a lock. This is where we get into the part of the game where we're going to have to be spending more time. Okay. That's it. I'm so exhausted. Everything I do hurts. And look at my picklocks. Nice. My agility. If only stealth were that easy. This is where you get into the part of the game where nighttime actually becomes a little bit more interesting than daytime. Okay. And what time is it now? Midday still. And it gets a little frustrating because you can't sleep until night in this game. You can sleep until daytime if it is night, but you can't do the other way around. So we're just going to keep picking this lock until I get really bored with it and decide to go do something else stupid. That earlier was the first time that I've died in this playthrough, I think.
Yeah, it is.
But it will probably not be the last, because there are some sequences in this game that are tricky, even if you know how to do them. Let's see, how am I doing here? I think probably... this is where I... yeah, probably... If I... Oh... Let's replace this save with... If I pick my nose now, I'll probably be fine, but I'm going to save it anyway. You delicately insert the lockpick into your left nostril. Success! You now have an open nose. And we can do this as many times as we want to, and we can do this, I think, anywhere without attracting attention. Which rocks, frankly. It's the only one of the Quest for Glory games, I think, where you can pick your nose to practice. Okay, I'm so exhausted everything I do hurts again. So we will go back to resting a lot. This is how you spend... typically a few days of the game. I mean, days in the game day sense, not mercifully in the other. But if we notice, my picklocks are good. However, I'm not improving my luck and so forth picking my nose. Because, I guess there's no danger of getting caught. So actually, I'll go back to picking the lock here. I'm pretty sure this is totally safe. If it's not, this never happened and you never saw this video.
What could possibly go wrong?
Gosh, I don't know.
Well, let's see. For starters, part of the roof could fall on you. Not very likely.
When we see our vitality and luck have gone up, but not picklocks.
Also not agility this time.
The actual point of this training, of course, is to kill time so that we can go find out who Sneak is and what's in the alley at night. And stuff like that.
What time is it? Still midday?
It's mid-afternoon now, so we are actually progressing in time. And that's interesting. We appear to have reached a point where picking the healer's lock may not help us anymore.
I think the healer's lock only helps you up to 60.
Hmm.
And you have to pick a harder lock after that. Not positive though.
Oh, we'll switch to our nose for a little bit and see if that works. Okay, we're so exhausted everything we do hurts, and it didn't help. Let's rest some more. Now here we actually have to wait for nightfall. We can't wait for sunset to be approaching like I've been doing. Because when sunset's approaching, people are still awake, which makes sense. So we're going to do some more picking our nose here. And I will end the video with us still doing this boring grinding here. And start up again when night actually falls. So until then, be seeing ya.